Hi everyone. Today's session is how to creating DFF, nothing but as descriptive flexi fields in Oracle Payable module. So let into get into application. Yeah, before getting to application, just to walk through the what are the things are required in order to create DFF at invoice line level. So first of all, would like to understand what is the mean by DFF. DFF stands for descriptive flexi field as a KFF. Key flexi fields how we are going to use in the application. Similarly, you are going to use DFF value as well as. So Oracle has provided some additional benefits or advantages of the DFF values, whereas the business requirement can use these DFF values to capture additional kind of information, not only additional kind of information, which is most uh, significant kind of information can be recorded through DFF values. So that is how we can use DFF values. So let me get into application. So actually in this session, I'm going to show you how you can create DFF values at payable invoice line level. Ideally, we can create at line level and at distribution level and invoice header level also. But here, just I would like to show you what is the significance of at the line level. We can create DFF values, right? So move on to the application. I actually already tried to create some of the DFF values in the application, but however, I will show you the one sample case how we can go and create that. So let's move to the application here. I hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah. First, we will go back to the setup and maintenance. So here, the navigation part. Select setup and maintenance. Select functional area as financial here. Financials. And I'm going to try to create DFF invoice level, right? So that you can go and click on payables, click on all tasks, scroll down till you can see your DFF values here. Yes. Manage payables, descriptive flexi fields. Just click on that. So this is the area where you can go and you are going to create DFF values. So ideally, this is this screen called as a manage payables descriptive flexi field area. So here we can do two activities. One is that adjusted DFF values. You can go and click on search, and we can see that what are the things already been implemented. That's one area. And the second thing is that if you want to create new things, just go and click on that. By clicking that, first you need to provide the model, which model you want to go for it. Here we are going to try to create payables, right? So that just click on payables, or you can go and click on the list of values and select it. Click on search. Here under payable model, what are the things are comes under that? It will show all the list of all the list of values here. So here we are going to try to create on inverse line. Just select inverse lines, click on edit tab. So this is the page where you can go and create the DFF values. So here you can see that context segment value, sorry, context sensitive segments, right? This is already I created. One other thing is that context text DFF. These two already are given. Supplier ID and supplier side ID. These two already created here. But however, we will create one more DFF value as a sample purpose here. Ideally, if you want to create new DFF values, once you land on this page, you can see all the tabs here on the top of the screen. Manage context, manage segment where labels, save and close and cancel, right? So since you're going to create new DFF values, for that what you have to do it, just go and click on manage context. So here you can, if you want to search any existed things that we can see, or if you want to create new one, right? Since we are going to create new one, So just go and click on plus symbol. Before that, just you can look at here, two fields are there. One is Plexi field name is invoice lines, and Plexi field code is that AP invoice lines. This is where we are going to create. What are the things we are going to creating on this page now? It will be recording under the in this place, in this table. AP invoices, invoice lines. Under this table, these DFA values will be recording now. So just click on plus symbol. And here display name. What name you want to give it? Let's example now I'm going to preview. Already given test DFA, right? Here I can give supplier ID. So context code will take automatically this API. Technically, we can use this in the application while we create some kind of reports or any other things like that. So this is the our display name. Description I will give the same, and enable is yes. If we not enable this one, it won't be appeared anywhere in the application, right? So just click on save. Here you can see context turns to segment value, right? So now you need to create this segment value, what you want to give. Here you can see there are two types we have to create this particular DFA values here. One is select action button. Another you can see create and edit and delete. But now since you are going to create a new one, right? That's where we can see only create tab is enabled. This one way. Second way is by clicking plus symbol, we can create the value here. Yes. So this is the page where you can create DFA segment context sensitive segment value. So provide your particular segment. Let's say example supplier ID. This is my segment. And here you can select description. You can give same thing if you want. And the data type is that character or time or whatever you want. You can give, but you can give as a number or characters. I give numbers, characters and table column. Which attribute this particular DFF value is going to be creating or stored, right? Under this attribute one, right? So value set. This is the validation point. So validation in the sense, whenever you going to use this particular thing, it will get validated, right? In this case, you need to give the value set. So value set, it is still, since you are not creating that, so that what you can do, again, you can go and create new segment, new value set here. Just go and click on create value set. Provide your value set name, supplier, ID. Click to ID model. Which model you're going to creating? The payable models, right? So just you can give the payable model name here. Select, and the validation type is that independent. You can see this is either as a dependent is there, a subset, a table, or format only. So here it is a playing as a key independent, or I would say independent role only, right? So that we can give independent. And value data type is a number or characters or date or whatever it is, right? Here you can give as a character or number. So here I am going to give the character. Let's say just example, I'm giving it. If you want to use security enabled, this is one of the key important task here that we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. And here you can see these things are not required. Once you enable this thing, this will get enabled. If you want, I can show you one. See here, now you can, this is for enable, right? So it is not required at this point of time, just to disable it. So definition, value, subtype, text, or whatever you want to. I'm going to give text and maximum length. How many lengths you want to see? Just say I will give 4. Just click on save and give the value also, right? You need to give the value. Here you are going to create a new value for that. So I'm give, let's say example, I have given 4 characters over there so that I can give only 8899. Example, supplier ID. ID. If you want to give start date and date, that also you can give it here. But since it is not required, and this tick boxes will play very key role to enable it. Save. If you want to give more, that also will come. Let's say example, I can give another 18878 and supplier South. So let's say just example I'm giving that. So save and close. Again, save and close. This value set automatically pop out by application here. Value set here. You can see value set description, supplier ID, what we given. Right? Just scroll down. There are a few fields are there which you can know. Initial default. If you want to make it as a default something that we can give it as constant or whatever SQL. And here you can, if you want the validations to be required or mandatory, then you can go and select this tick box. And here you can see display properties, how it is going to be displaying. The prompt always will be represent about that as a parameter where you want to show or display your particular DFF name. That is how it is here. And here we have the flexibility display type. What way you want to see these particular DFF values when you selecting. So here display type is that we have many of them. Checkbox and drop-down list or hidden or inline search, list of values. There are many things are there. So this is required based on the way you want to record the information at the line level, right? In this case, I'm giving as list of values. And display size is that, let's say I will give either 5. And if you want to use this particular DFFs in the report purpose as well as, then we need to go and enable business intelligence as well as be enabled. Save and close. Yes, one got created. So our objective is that need to create one DFF value to test it while creating the invoice to capture in the DFF values at the invoice line level. So now I have created this particular one DFF under the my display name as supplier ID. Context sensitive segment is that there is the value, isn't it? So now just click on save. If you want, you can keep this is required prompt. Yes, just keep it as a required. So I will show you what is the importance of this one required prompt. Save and close. And save and close here again. Or you can search. You can see these two are coming up. Save and close. The down you can see that. See here, previously it was there as text DFF. Now it is showing as a context as supplier ID. Under that we have only one value. So if you go and click on list of values, you can see other one also, test DFF. You can show how many values are under the test DFF name as well as. So now let's go to the supplier ID, which I created now. So one thing is there here, and you can see here all of them. So save and close. See here, just keep in mind one thing is very, very significant. After we made any changes at this kind of DFF values or KFF values, then we need to click on deploy flexi field. If you're not doing this deploy flexi field, the system will not understand what are the changes had made by you, will not show at the application level. So once you click on deploy flexi field, then only system will make a test all the changes available in the application level. This is nothing but what we did in the KFF also, right? Definitions. Similarly, here also we need to deploy the flexi fields. It may take a while to complete it 100%. Till the time, we need to just wait. It will give any, if what we did in the wrong way, it will showcase as error message. If everything is went fine, then we can see this kind of like an information saying flexi field metadata validation 0, errors 0 warnings. So it means that what we did, that is showing as accurately we have performed correctly. So save OK. So now we have created one DFF value at the invoice line level. So now let us test that either that is working fine or not fine, isn't it? So let me go to the application. I will close this one and go and create one invoice. Click on invoice. So here you can give your business unit as ES1. Select business unit 1. Supplier, let's say give any one's random one, ABC Consulting or whatever it is. Automatically site will populate and legal entity populate. Invoice number is INV 777 and invoice value 100 rupees, $100. And description, test DFF. So couple of sessions back, I told you what is the importance of the requester. Request is nothing but who is going to create in this particular invoice. That's where you can give requester also. This is very significant nowadays at the customer where they are using these things. Customer is nothing but I'm referring to the client activities, not the receivable activities here. Okay, just go and click on save and come to line level. Here you can click on plus symbol in order to create your line for this particular invoice. $100. Distribution already came by default on the site level. So now here you can come the last one. So wherever you see this kind of symbol as a details and the detail tabs, we can see this stands for DFF. Always you can remember in the mind while we creating any invoices or any transactions, any application, whenever you see this kind of symbol on the screen, that means the DFF is available in this area. That's one of the sign of this symbol. Just go and click on here. It will give see here you can see update additional information line 1. If you have the multiple lines, you can give the DFF values for the multiple lines as well as. Since we have only one line here, we are going to providing the one DFF value here. See context value. This is what we did in the previous step here, right? So just select, see as per me, now I have created two DFF values, two DFF, I mean to say context value. One is text DFF and the second thing is supplier ID DFF. So now those two will be pop up here. See here, supplier ID is so popping and test ID also is showing here, right? So now I will be selecting as supplier ID, then we'll see that. So test, if you select this test, so these are the 2 points we have. I mean to say 2 values are there, supplier ID and supplier site ID. If you want, you can go and select whichever you want. So these are the values I given in the value set, right? Under the value set, I have given the values. And here you can select these the another value. Supplier site ID. Just say okay. So now just go and save the invoice. Go and click on that. You can see those values, DFF value. See here, it is capturing that, right? So this is how we can give the DFF values at the invoice line level. If you want, you can give the same thing under the header level also, but it is not required right now, since we have already created at the invoice line level, right? So this is how we can create the DFF values. Additionally, I will provide some more information. DFF values are nowadays very much significant at the client place because they are trying to capturing the as much as the transaction information from the each suppliers. Let's say example, customer will say supplier has the lot of information while creating invoices, but where they couldn't able to capturing that information while creating the invoice in the payables, right? So in this case, they can use this kind of attributes, extra attributes where Oracle has provided to capture the additional information, which is very significant as part of the business process. let's say example in the truck businesses or manufacturing industry, or it is a kind of like service industry. What are the industry if you take the based on their business process, they can capture the additional attributes which can significant, and where they can build some reports to capturing based on the DFF values which is being provided at the invoice line level as well as. So that is one of the very significant to the nowadays for the US clients. Especially the header level, they used to capture a lot of information which is not capturing on the while creating invoices page. And also this information will be helpful for them while importing invoices from the legacy systems or third-party systems. In other words, while we importing from the third-party system, they will infuse this kind of information, the source information, the file, and they'll be sending out to create invoices. While they send this kind of information, they should give the proper DFF values in the respective columns to populate this information while after importing invoices into your Fusion application. Otherwise, the system will not recognize that. So this is the additional information I would like to share with you guys. Thank you so much for, and please subscribe this channel to get more additional informations and more additional videos for upcoming sessions. Is really encouraging for us. Thank you so much once again.